What a beautiful room this is. I'd like to think it is for Riyad and me, but we know why it is. First of all, I want to thank our sponsors from South Indian Bank, Mr. Prajeen Varghese, he's the regional head, and Vaibhav Malu, who's the MD of the Enzo Group. Thank you very much for making this evening special and making it happen. Special thanks to Bhavna Panday for being here. She's a personal friend and I've dragged her and I'm very, very happy to have her. She's Ananya Panday's mum and her grandparents are here too, Ananya's grandparents. Chitra and Keval Khosla, they're here from Delhi. It's an honor to have you. I want to invite Riyad Matthew to please come on stage and introduce Ananya. Okay. Ananya Panday is the reason why we're here. She is exactly what I hope the week stands for: young, progressive, independent, and looking at the future. We're very happy to have her here, and we're very happy that she's the opening batsman for Salon today. Please come, Ananya.
Ocean.
That's mine. And Ananya?
Doesn't feel like a holiday. Hello everyone, hi. I thought it was going to be like a nice intimate chat, just like 10, 15 people, but there are like 80 to 100 people in this room. So I'm kind of scared.
No, it's only 10.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, first of all, congratulations on Kho Gaye Hum Kahan.
Thank you.
What a lovely, lovely film it
Thank you.
is, and so close to home. I loved what a nuanced role you had to play. I think you were just outstanding, and I think you made that film. And it also brought you a lot of critical praise and acclaim. How do you feel? Do you feel you finally landed as an actor?
Honestly, a lot of people asked me that after the film, if I feel like, you know, I've gotten my due suddenly, or like I feel like I've arrived in that way, or if it should have happened sooner. But honestly, I feel like everything happens at the right time, and I feel like I wouldn't be the person or the actor that I am today if it wasn't for everything that happened to me before that. So I'm obviously very, very grateful for all of the love that I've gotten. And more than love, I think like for me, my favorite kind of movies are the ones where I feel seen and I feel understood. Like when I was I'm still a young girl. I'm so sad. I'm like, when I was a young girl, oh my God. When I was younger than this,
Yeah.
I used to like feel so seen by like, it's going to sound silly, but like Pooh and like Geet, like they were like my spirit animals.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I want to be as confident as them. So if I can do anything that like touches the life of a young boy or a young girl, then that's like the job done for me. And I got so many messages after that film, you know, where like so many people from school who I haven't spoken to in years were like, oh, we feel so represented by what you did on screen. So for me, that's my biggest win more than anything. And yeah, now I feel like people see me in a different way, which is always good, and I don't want to disappoint anyone right now.
Oh, that's very generous of you to say that. But do you think it's very close to who you are as a person?
Yeah, I mean, I've said this in way too many interviews that I'm a psycho stalker girlfriend. I would hope that's not too close to me. But I mean, I think everyone has been Ahana at some point in their life, guys and girls.
But you have this fishbowl sort of existence, right? Everything you do is up for scrutiny. Do you feel the pressure of that?
For sure, I feel the pressure, and especially when I started out, you know, I didn't understand why everything that I was saying was like going completely the opposite. Like I was like, no, but I meant.
Are you blaming the media?
No, I love the media. Never. They completely quote me exactly by what I'm saying. But no, I think like I always say this, like my brain is working like 100. Like I just like anything I say, like anything I think, I'm just saying. I don't think before speaking. Everything just comes out of my mouth. And honestly, first I used to be like, I need to work on it. And my mom used to be like, count till 10 before you say anything. But now I'm like, honestly, like I don't care anymore. Like it's fine. Yeah, she's counting, I think. Yeah, she was like, please count.
But that's the thing, right? It's just earlier on, these celebrities were wary of the media. But now you can't go anywhere barring Soho House where pictures can't be taken.
Even their pictures are taken,
can be
yeah.
How do you manage? Is it like a curse? And I know some celebrities won't call the paparazzi and want them to be there at the airport, and some of them won't want. How do you manage all this? Is this something you enjoy, or?
I mean, this is what we signed up for. Like when I was a little girl, this is all I wanted to do. I wanted to be on the big screen, and I wanted everyone to recognize me everywhere I went. And of course, sometimes I'm like, oh, I just wish I could do this one thing where, no one was taking my photo. And there are moments when I'm out with my school friends who have nothing to do with the business, and I want to give them the privacy that, they, deserve and all of that. But then my dad always, like if I'm come home and I say something and I complain and I'm like, oh, why did they take this like bad picture of me? Or they were recording me and I was like, in a private moment. And my dad's like, the moment someone doesn't ask you for a picture will be your saddest day. Yeah. So just enjoy every single picture. And I think my dad is my biggest inspiration in that way, because I've seen him like get up from meals, go out of his way to interact with his fans and give people so much love. Like everywhere I go, people are like, your dad is so, so warm. And I want to be able to be that as well. So if I have a living example of that in my home, there's no way that I can't live up to that,
So you were talking one of the cons about, being photographed or being like, thing. The other thing, which when I was trying to think of, which I'll never be an actor, but if I was in the public light, one thing I would honestly miss out is like, your college education abroad or the college life that you lived, that you can lead. In hindsight, do you think you missed out on that?
I don't think I missed out on it. I think for me and the field that I've chosen to be in, the best education I could have gotten was to physically be on a film set. I don't think I would have learned even half as much as I did by starting out at such a young age and just learning from the people around me. Like I've been very fortunate to start out with someone like Karan, who I learned everything from, and then I got to work with Shakun, and I've worked with Zoya in a very close capacity, and Vikramaditya Motwani now. So I'm like in the best film school possible, honestly, and I learn every single day on set. I learn every day when I meet a new person. So I do wish, it's like this weird thing where I feel like I grew up way faster than a lot of people my age, but then I also feel like I'm a lot younger because I haven't lived abroad and I haven't lived alone. So some days I feel like 50 years old, and then some days I feel like 5 years old. So I'm constantly stuck between that. But I don't regret anything. I wouldn't change my journey like for anything in the world. I wouldn't trade it. That should have been good.
But it's so heady. You're only 25. And thank God for Bhavna, because I know what a grounding force she is. And counting to 10, I can totally imagine her. But your father was such a big superstar. A whole generation, including mine, wanted to grow up and marry him. And until Shah Rukh and Salman and Amir came along, he was the national crush. It really took 3 Khans to dismantle Chunky Panday's popularity, I swear to you. But what are the lessons that you pick up from him? What are the lessons you pick up from Bhavna?
So from my dad, I think I've just, inherited the thick skin from my dad. I think just taking everything with a smile. Does that sound, are you laughing because it sounds wrong? Oh, it's fine. Oh, okay. I've just learned to take everything with a smile because of my dad.
He's all heart.
He's all heart. Really is. And he always cracks the joke on himself first. Yeah. And sometimes my mom gets irritated and she's like, why are you letting people joke? And he's like, as long as people are
you're
talking.
like that. You
Exactly. And I like being like that because my dad's like, as long as people are talking about you, it's fine. So I'm like, okay, not always, but I get what he's saying. Yeah. So I've also I think, learned to take things with a smile and laugh it off and just be positive about things. And he always says that it's like, sorry, I'm reminding everyone that there's a cricket match going on right now, but he's like, every Friday is like a cricket match. You either hit a 6 or you're going to get out, but there will be another ball after that. And, you have to just keep trying and keep going for it. And he's never given up. Like, he's done everything. Like, he's done films in so many regional languages. Bangladesh. He jumped onto the OTT wagon before anyone else did. He's done negative roles, comedy roles, lead roles, smaller roles. So he's done everything, but he hasn't stopped working.
And he's excelled at all of them.
Yes. And he's never stopped working. So that go-getter, hustler attitude. Yeah. And somehow he knows everyone in every corner of the world. Really? Like, he just knows everyone. Like, if you want anything, my dad can get it done. So that attitude I really like. Like, he'll he's very good at making friends and stuff, so that's sweet. And with my mom, it's kind of awkward. Like, she's sitting right here.
Is she good at making
I don't say
friends?
anything nice. She's like super grounding, as you said. So I think I get my like normalcy, my just my balance from my mom, and she's like a moral compass. And I think she's the she just inspires me to be very kind every single day. You know, just to be a good person at the end of the day, a good heart. Yeah. So tough skin and a good heart. Yeah.
That's sweet. That's sweet. Diet Sabya has a question for you. They've written in and said, what made you want to be a fashion girl?
Am I a fashion girl now?
When Diet
Stop.
Sabya says you
Oh my
aced the
God.
Gen Z.
Thanks. I don't know. I don't feel like a fashion girl, honestly. For me, fashion has just been fun all the time. Like, I've not taken it too seriously ever. It's just been directly proportionate to my mood, honestly. And I feel like right now, the last couple of months, the headspace that I've been in, I'm really feeling very nice about myself and confident and happy, and I feel like dressing up. So maybe I'm putting in a little bit more of an effort. And honestly, it's all credit to the people that I'm working with. I'm working with PK right now, Priyanka, she's amazing. Yeah. And all the stylists I've worked with, you know, Ami, Sanju, Megan, Lakshmi, Anaita, they've all really, you know, contributed to my personal style as well. So I think I'm just having fun with it right now, and I'm not taking it too seriously.
You're being very modest because they don't have the hit rate that you do.
No.
They don't have it with the other stars.
I don't know.
Okay, just sticking to fashion, I want to ask a question because there are a couple of them in this room, and so we all talk about, I think it's a done thing, like, you ask someone, especially when there's an audience, to talk about Western brands, it's a thing to say that, you know, to kind of condemn them, or like in public, not condemn them, but to say, you know, you don't need them, that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you got to give to them, you know, some of them at least got their cuts correct. They're good at what they do. But you know what's fascinating today is about the story about the Indian designers, right? And you playing a role abroad. Where do you see, you know, we have this thing, in fact, Namrata is working on this cover story of ours, which is where the Indian village dresses up the world, villagers dress up the world. So is that true? Or do you think Indian fashion labels, like Indian designers, can play a much bigger role, you know, in the West?
For sure. I think I see whenever...
Can you name them also, please?
Starting with, of course, Sandy and Abu Sandeep. I mean, like, honestly, one of my best, like, and most fun fashion moments has been walking for them. We did this
Sandeep has
fashion
come in especially from Kapurthala for today. He
I'm
was with
so
his mum,
happy.
and I said, you have to come because Ananya is so special.
No, because I've actually had one of my most fun ramp walks with Abu Sandeep, and my most fun fashion moments have been with them. And honestly, whenever I travel, I see the respect people give India in the fashion scene. Honestly, I've seen that a lot recently. You know, I was just in Milan, and they really take your opinion very seriously over there. They want to know what's happening in India. And I see in a subtle way a lot of inspiration from a lot of our designers, a lot of the styles that we started out here. That's trendy there now in the West. So now I think because the world has become so much smaller with social media and stuff, there's a lot of cross-influence as well. But no one does it like India. No one does it like the Bollywood. I'm only inspired by Bollywood. Like, that's been my biggest inspiration in life.
Right.
So I can speak for myself.
What about abroad? If you have to name one celebrity, male or female, that have carried out an Indian outfit to perfection, who would it be?
I think Zendaya did that Rahul Mishra sari really well. She looked really hot in that. And every time Naomi Campbell wears like Indian designer, she looks super hot as well. Yeah. You said like Firang people.
Absolutely, absolutely.
These two.
Yeah. So also, like you were talking about, you know, foreign things. Like today, you know, earlier on, you know, countries never had Indian ambassadors to promote tourism, like, you know, you have in Switzerland, or whether you have in Japan or something. You have Indians. And when you talk about celebrities from India, it's either Bollywood or it's cricket, right? So we were generally talking about this before this, Namrata and I. What's the perception? Like, you know, today they use Bollywood and cricket to obviously get Indian tourists there. But how is the perception of their perception, the West, on Indians now? Because earlier on it was all like, you know, at least our times, it was all this about snake charmers and stuff like that. Has it changed a lot?
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Madam was in Milan. She's the global ambassador of Swarovski.
I know I follow on Insta.
Well, I can only speak for myself. Honestly, when I was younger and I'd gone to America for like this family trip, I remember I was with my family friends and they had some, of their American friends with them. And I remember them asking me like, oh, so do you go to school on an elephant and stuff? And I was like, okay, like people need to learn a lot more about India. There's so much more to India. And I feel like now with like a lot of the television shows and a lot of OTT and international work, I think people are seeing the diversity that there is in India. There's everything in India. And I do think that perception has changed. At least I can't speak for everyone, but personally I felt a lot of respect and a lot of curiosity. People ask a lot of questions about what the scene is, what are people like, what are people doing. And there's a lot of intrigue, I feel. Like the world is looking towards India now. That's what I feel. And I think even fashion houses there, they kind of realize how big the market is. They need us, I think, a lot more than we need them at this point. Yeah.
Call me Bay.
Yes.
You play a fashionista who's been kicked out of a house.
Yes.
How close is that to home?
This is not close to home. Luckily, I don't know after this interview what's going to happen. But no, so it's so fun, that show. I'm really looking forward to it because it's a little bit of a lot of the work I've seen growing up, a little bit of Schitt's Creek and Clueless and Legally Blonde. Yeah. So it's like a fun, chick flicky sort of thing. And it's the first time I'm doing comedy. Otherwise I've been in like films where the comedy is happening around me, but it's the first time that I'm actually attempting to do comedy. So I hope it works. I hope people like it.
I'm sure they will. And your name is Bay?
It's Bay.
Is it short for something?
Bella.
Bella?
Yes, which means beautiful. But you can call me Bay.
We can call you Bay.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I just want to still discuss Diet Samya's question. You have this amazing mix of, I think, Gen Z style and this whole, going to the airport in like crop tops and yoga pants and all of that. And I love how you mix and match both with like ease. Mm-hmm. So who is the real Ananya?
She's both. But she's more of this chappal and track pant kind of girl, honestly. But I do that as much as I can. Like, if I'm not dressing up for an event, if you see me normally anywhere else, I'm as close to how I dress normally sitting at home. Like, my mom is like pulling me back from the door, being like, put jeans on. And I'm like, but I want to be in track pants and shorts. Because I don't want to sell a lie, I don't want young girls and boys out there to be like, oh, she looks perfect all the time. Like, no, I took like 2.5 hours to look like this.
But even in your crop top.
No, but I mean, it's a bit of a disaster
you are
in the
like,
morning.
I wake up looking posh.
No, I will send you a photo. You can put it right now in the middle of this interview. I do not look like this at all the time. It's taken a bit of work to look like this. And that's why I'm saying it's all credit to my team. So when I'm not going somewhere important, then I really try to be, like, I will not brush my hair most of the time, which is like, it's the truth. And Karan has yelled at me once because I just didn't brush my hair. But I'm like, some days you just don't want to brush your hair, No. So I'm like, I try to be as like chill because I really want people to know that this isn't the reality. Like, I do not look like this all the time. It's really hard to look like this all the time. Yeah.
Were you
like
nervous acting
so
with stop? You walked out like that.
Yeah, but I'd rather be in like sneakers.
Was it hard working with Deepika?
It was overwhelming working with Deepika because, I mean, every time you see her, you're just stunned, firstly, by her beauty. But I learned so much from her. Just working with this massive female superstar in such close proximity was something else. I mean, it inspired me so much. And I just learned little things, like a lot of work ethic I picked up from Deepika and just hard work and commitment. Like when we were workshopping for Gehraiyan, like I don't think any of us expected her to come for every single workshop, but she was there like a student every single day with her notebook, She was present all the time and that's like, okay, you've done so many films, you've come so far, but you still want to learn every single day. And I think just prioritizing yourself on a film set, that's what I learned from her in the most selfless way possible. And I mean that because on a film set, it's really hectic. Like there are so many people are shouting, people have their own dramas going on. There's like so many departments all over the place. It's chaos, But to ask for those 30 seconds before a take to just have silence. You know, if you need something, you're never going to get that chance again. You know, you have that one shot to give a take. Whatever you need to make that take happen, ask for it. And I learned that from DP, which I'll hold with me forever. So just work ethic and just an inspirational female superstar.
You're very sweet and generous again, because that film released when Ananya was 23, and she was, of course, had a much smaller role than Deepika. I think you were in a supporting role, but she really, really held her own.
Thank you.
And you were very, very impressive in Geraya.
Thank you.
Tall order, but well done.
Thank you, thank you. But it was actually like everyone, like films for me, like acting is honestly reacting, and I've been very lucky to work with very giving co-stars. You know, be it Bhumi, Karthik, Tiger, Tara, Ishan, everyone I've worked with, Deepika, Sid, Adarsh, like they've all been amazingly giving, and I've taken so much from all of them. So I've been very lucky. Yes.
One more film question. I'm very excited about Control. I'm a big Vikramaditya Motwani fan, and this is totally a very different film from what he does. He does this very languorous human dramas, and this is a cyber thriller, is what I'm told.
Yes.
Tell us a little more, whatever you can. Is it finished, the filming?
It is, and we finished it in 13 days. We finished,
serious?
yes, from start to end. I don't know how much I can talk about it, but it is a cyber thriller, and it was a new experience for all of us, for Vikram sir and everyone working on the film, because it's a really different concept, and I hope people like it. It's a film that is very close to my heart. I've given everything to it, so I really hope that people like it. But I don't know how much I can talk about it. Yeah.
That's totally fair. Your first film came out when you were 20.
Yeah.
I don't know any other actor, maybe other than Alia Bhatt, whose first film came out at 19. Maybe?
Yeah.
What kind of pressure?
Like the OGs, like Lolo and all were working with, they were like 16 and all, yeah.
But that's a generation ago, really. And that is an unusual case study, I think. Also, considering the family that she comes from, like she was really the first girl to sort of start working.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's pressure for you, if not at home, but at least at 20, to handle this kind of fame and this kind of success and this kind of fishbowl existence. What prepares you?
I feel like you're stressing. I forgot about that for a second. You just reminded me. At home, there's no pressure at all. I don't feel the pressure. It's not like my parents ever said, like, become an actor. It was something that I had to tell them that, this is what I want to do. And they were like, listen, are you sure? Like, it's very different doing, like, chaya in your bedroom and then actually going on a film set and doing that. It's very different.
How old were you when you had this conversation? When
like, as soon as I popped out of my mom, I wanted to be an actress. Like, I came out like, hey. Like, there are childhood videos of me where, like, my dad used to have this handy cam and he used to record, and I used to just be dancing. And, like, I was their personal, like,
entertainment
jukebox or TV. They were like, nach, and I would just start dancing or singing or something. Like, they would just use me for entertainment. And then the handy cam, like, you could turn it around so I could see myself. So I would keep being like, show. So that excitement of, like, wanting to see myself on the screen has been there since as long as I can remember. And I think they were not completely convinced. I think they thought that, it's just like a passion, or it's something that I'm like, I want to be an actress. So they were like, no, you need to go and study abroad and, like, finish your education and have a backup plan, because it's not going to be that easy. So that was something that I always wanted. But I don't think anything actually prepares you for the industry than being in the industry. Like, you can grow up in it, you can see it around you your entire life, but being in it is a different ball game. It's had its ups and downs, I guess, and I think I just deal with it differently every single day. I don't think there's any, like, formula or something that I can say that this is what I do. Like, some days I'll read a bad comment and I'll be howling, and then some days I'll be like, haha, that was funny, So it really depends on the day, and you have to just take it all in your stride. Like, there's really no recipe to it.
So when did you know that Dharma was going to be your launchpad?
I mean, it was the dream, honestly. Like, I couldn't have asked for anything different. It was my biggest dream to be a Karan Johar heroine, like so many young people out there. And I auditioned for the film when I was 18, and then it worked out in a way. And yeah, so I knew pretty early on that, I was lucky and fortunate enough to be chosen to be a part of the film. And I think the only time I have ever cried watching myself on screen was when that came before my first film. I was like, oh my God, this is a dream come true. Yeah. So yeah, I've touched wood, like, been really, really lucky.
I love this friendship between Suhana Khan and you and Shania Kapoor. all of you all are also competitors of sorts. Uh, what is it like? Like, are you all just little girls who fix each other's crowns? Is there competition?
I don't think we feel any competition
They're
between
all
us.
the same age.
I'm the oldest, and then Shania, and then Sohana.
Just
But
by
it's
a
like
couple of
by one year like that, where that's how apart we are. But we're like sisters, honestly. Like they're those cousins that I can't get rid of. It actually feels like that to me. Like even if I try really hard, they're always going to be in my life, and I love that. And honestly, like we used to do these acting things when we were growing up. Like we'd play mother mother, and we'd play like ad, and I don't know why it was a double of everything, like mother mother. Did anyone else do that?
Yes.
Yeah, so we used to play all these games, and we used to imitate our moms and everything. So for me, it's like I'm living the dream with my best friends, you know. And I don't feel any like competitive vibes between them. More than anything, I feel a lot of support and a lot of understanding. I think more than anyone else in the world, they understand me better. They know exactly what I'm feeling right now. So I just feel really understood and safe with them. Yeah.
What do you all discuss when you're not watching film?
Everything.
Come on, tell us.
Boys, clothes, like what are every like young, like everything. We just talk about everything. We rarely talk about films actually. I think we used to talk about films a lot more before we became actors. And now because it's our job, we like want to talk about everything else now. Yeah, so normal things.
So, almost everyone in the movie industry and also otherwise, I feel like everyone's had a nip and a tuck and a filler and a chin sharpening and all of that good stuff. And no judgment, you know, this is your job and you have to show up looking your best. And I'm going to sign up very soon. But Madam has had zero fillers, zero anything.
25,
and
yeah. Do I need to?
we are AI perfect. Yes, genes,
youth.
but really, what?
As my mom does face yoga, even I do face yoga. She did on Fabulous Lives. But honestly, I'm honestly of the belief like you do you. Like whatever makes you happy and whatever makes you feel confident, you should do that. I wish I could go and like shake every person and be like, you're so beautiful, you don't need to do anything. But like whatever floats your boat. Honestly, I'm that kind of person. But like, you don't need to do anything. Like, don't sign up for it. I'm really saying.
Conversation for later.
No. Yeah, but I think it's like a personal choice, honestly.
22 brands is the most that any actor in any generation, knock knock, has. What do you attribute that to? I mean, are you going after them? Is it brands that align with who you are?
It's my team. I have a very, very hard-working team, honestly. And it's just, yeah, I actually only align with brands that I would endorse myself, that I would personally use, and that I stand for as a person. And I've been lucky with that as well. I have a very, very touchwood, luckily aggressive team also that fights for me every single day to make that happen. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you mean DCA talent?
Yes, DCA
Aren't
talent.
they amazing?
Yes. No, but yeah, I mean, I try my best to align with brands that I'm
Do you know you are the most successful celebrity model there is? There's nobody else who has these many brands.
I'm feeling very
nobody
shy
else.
right now. I just want to hide. Thank you. I don't know. There's a long way to go. There's a lot to do. This is only the beginning.
Okay. Let's go to another film question. Would you ever do an independent film? You have this, you know, Dharma star, To the Manor Born, this very beautiful, gilded, privileged life. Would you try and do something totally off kilter to try and seek balance?
I'm trying to do that. I would like to believe that my film with Vikram So is slightly offbeat in that way. It's a film where I'm the central character and, you know, the plot lies heavily on my character. So I hope that that's, you know, that's different and people see that. And I think it's about just being patient. I don't think I'm in a rush to prove anything. I think I'm just trying to get better with my craft every single day. And yeah, just make the most of my opportunities. A lot has changed for me after Kho Gaye Hum Kahan. I think people take me a little more seriously now, and I can fight for those roles now. And in general, I think the way that they're writing, you know, female characters in films has gotten so much better. Yeah. There's so much more to, you know, chew on. So it's a good time to be in cinema. Every kind of film is doing well, not just the big mainstream films, and that's very reassuring right now. So that does give me a lot more confidence in kind of doing the independent stuff as well. Yeah.
Takes me back to Liger, which was such a hugely mounted film. No, I watched it. No, stop.
Okay, we'll talk.
Okay, we have to. Because it was mounted as this major Telugu Hindi film with Vijay Deverakonda, who's a huge South star as well, Telugu star as well, and it didn't land. And you were 22 when it released.
This timeline you've created of my age. I was 22, yes.
I mean, what were you feeling? Shattered? Okay?
I was pretty heartbroken, I would say, because it doesn't feel good, you know. Every film you put so much into, and I feel like people at the end of the day only see like the actors, but there are like hundreds of people working on a film, so it's heartbreaking for everyone involved. Where obviously the face of the film, but you know, so many people are involved, and you do put your heart and soul. Like, it's not possible to not give 100% on any film set. You just have to give that much to make a film. So it is heartbreaking, and you want every film of yours to do well, but I think there's something to learn from every film that you do, and you learn more from your failures than your successes. Like, you know, there's only up to go from when you hit rock bottom and you don't do well. But I think what helped me the most was just getting back on another set. Like, the next day I was already shooting for Dream Girl, and the first few days were tough because I was feeling really underconfident. I was like, what if I can't act, and like, I'm so bad, this, that and stuff. But you just have to just keep working. Like, there's no other way but to like go through it. Yeah, the only way forward.
So Ananya, I'm going to get a bit out of Bollywood because as you can notice by now, she asks all the Bollywood questions.
And you asked any business questions.
And I have asked questions that's nothing related to Bollywood. So my question, I have a small thing because it really interests me because, you know, I used to cover elections in the US earlier on. And you know what, the topics that we debated amongst the candidates, even up till 2008, are very different from what it is today. So in Indian context, okay, I'm just talking about two issues that are very prominent in the West and which I want to get your reaction to see whether they should be issues today in India as a youngster like you. One is, of course, LGBTQ rights. And second, which is important to many people, climate change. So can you answer on LGBTQ rights and same-sex marriages? What's your take on that?
As I said, I'm really a person of you do you. I'm a huge ally, and love is love for me. It's all about equality for me, and hopefully we get there someday. We get there. We're getting closer. There is hope, and I think like for me, I'm the kind of person who believes a conversation can change so much, and that's why I started my digital social responsibility So Positive, which is about bullying and online trolling and stuff, because I felt like it's such an important topic and no one's talking about it. So the fact that so many people are voicing their opinions, they're fighting for their rights, is a huge step, and I'm sure and I'm positive that there is going to be a change soon. And climate change, I mean, it's so hot this summer, everyone can feel it. I mean, I really don't know what else the world needs to, like, we are seeing physical changes, everyone is feeling it, and it's very, very scary. I know so many people who don't want to bring children into the world because it's just really scary right now, and I don't know what more proof like people need to see that climate change is real.
Yeah, I hate to bring politics into it, but I guess you rather talk about climate. You want our politicians to talk about climate change and LGBTQ rights than caste and all this kind of stuff, right? I hope that they come soon, right?
I mean, honestly, I think different beliefs and different topics are important for different people. So I think every sort of conversation is important. Like personally for me, women's safety in India and the education of children, especially girls, is very, very important. So I think everyone has a topic that they would want their politicians to talk about. Right. So you have to do your bit. You have to vote. You have to be a responsible citizen. And you have to be as well informed as you possibly can on...
Did he vote?
I did.
Did he win? Did he or she win?
Yes, you have a Bollywood question.
How open do you think a public figure should be and can be about their personal life?
Again, wrong person.
Are we still being coy?
I think the way to be needs to change. I need to change up the way that I'm being. But honestly, like, I'm damn moody. Every day I'm a different person. I'm like, today I want to be like this, today I want to be like that. And I honestly don't like putting restrictions on myself, and I don't like other people putting restrictions on me. I believe in just truly being yourself and being as honest and as open as you can. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that you may have the purest of intentions and you want to share good things and you want everyone to know, but then other people might not have that. So then sometimes I do think the older that I'm getting, I'm realizing that you do have to protect things that are important to you and that you hold close to your heart. Yes.
Does social media trolling bother you?
No.
Not at all.
Not anymore, no.
Nice.
It used to a lot, but not anymore because now everyone is getting trolled now.
Yeah.
Everyone is
Yeah,
like,
it's a thing to do.
Yeah,
it's like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, not
But
anymore.
there's a real badge of honor. You've just bought yourself a house
I did.
at the very young
I didn't get
age
thrown
of
out, guys.
25, and I love what a young, successful working girl vibe you have.
Thank you.
I just want to know your thoughts, how you feel, what happens if a cockroach or a lizard shows up.
Call my dad. My sister's in New York and she's living alone and she's younger than me and there was a cockroach in her pot and she calls my dad who's in India who's like 16 hours away being like, help me. He's like, what can I do? And I'm literally doing the same thing. But no, it wouldn't have been possible without the support of my parents. Obviously, I've been very privileged, as you said, and I've been very cushioned in my growing up. But for me, it was very important to live on my own and kind of make my own decisions and see what I am like as a person because I get influenced also really easily. I'm very influenced by my friends and the people I work with and my parents. So I think having some space on my own to kind of figure out who I am, what I like to do, what I am when I'm alone because I'm a very reliant person also. Like if I'm sad, I'll just go and sit in my mom's room, to fix the mood. But sometimes I think spending time with yourself and dealing with issues, or it might seem like such a small thing that I'm talking about, but for me, on a personal level, it was very important to grow and realize those things about myself. Because I was like, I'm 25, I don't know what I'm like and who I am. Honestly, I was having like a quarter life crisis a little bit. So I think, just figuring out who I am is the biggest step to why I wanted to live alone.
So by the way, our social media team has just tweeted that Ananya Panday is scared of cockroaches. Cockroaches has already gone viral, by the way.
It's like the Met Gala cockroach. You remember that cockroach that was on the stairs? Yeah. That one was cute though.
I'm going to open the floor for questions, and the first question will go to Mr. Prajin Varghese, who's the regional head of South Indian Bank.
Okay.
Mr. Varghese?
Because first time I'm interacting with a superstar.
Thank you.
So, and,
Can you
I
hold the
should
mic?
really appreciate the way you are connecting with people. So natural and
Thank you.
straightforward. Wonderful.
Thank
Fantastic.
you.
So, being a banker, I should ask a financial question.
Can you hold it up? Sorry.
Oh no.
Can you hold the mic?
Yeah.
A
Can I
financial
ask a
question.
financial question? Like,
Okay.
it's okay, no?
You can try.
Yeah, nothing. Like, how your financial investment pattern changes over these years.
Right.
Like, do you have an investment pattern or investment perspective?
Please
It's a
answer. We need
question
him for the next
Chunky
event as a sponsor,
Pandey.
please.
It's a question for Chunky Pandey. I'm really not the right person to do this. He's very into my finances. He looks for that. He's in charge. I'm not good with.
Ask Daddy.
Yeah, ask Daddy.
Thank you so
Sorry.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I please invite Vaibhav Malu, the MD of Enzo Group. Please, if you can stand up. There.
Ananya, how
Hello.
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So my question to you is, growing up, did you have a role model? And if yes, did you idolize anyone basically? If yes, who? And have you gotten to the level you think that she was at when you started off?
So there are a lot of actors that I looked up to. There was Kareena and Alia, who I looked up to because I feel like them on screen is one thing. Of course, they're fabulous actors and they've balanced commercial and critical work so beautifully. But I think I loved them off screen also so much because they were like unapologetically themselves. They owned up to all the mistakes they made and they are like that, till date. So they really inspired me. But personally, and I'm not just saying this because my nani is here, but both my grandmothers have really inspired me. And my dadi, she worked till the age of 80. She would go with her red streaked hair and her high heels to work every single day, and that's my grandmothers have really inspired me as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't cry, Anona.
Questions from the audience, please.
I'm scared.
No, one very important question.
Huh.
Few years ago, it was your parents' 25th anniversary.
Huh.
Last year, right?
Huh.
And I asked Chunky at a party, I said, what are you getting Bhavna? She deserves a 25-carat diamond.
Sweet.
He said, get me a fake one.
Oh, okay.
Darling, she just celebrated a special birthday. Have you got her something
Get
special?
me a fake one. Whatever she wants.
She is really Chunky Pandey's daughter,
I
man.
am really. This is how I'm managing my finances. That's
Not
your
spending a
answer.
penny.
That's what I'm
Ananya,
doing.
you have to get something for mom.
60th birthday.
You are
Gone
chunky.
on chunky. मैंने सब कुछ बोल दिया है.
Kanyanish?
हाँ.
In your growing up years, which is the female character in Indian films which has inspired you the most?
As I said, Geet from Jab We Met. I loved her. I loved how unapologetically herself she was. I loved Pooh. I loved Anjali also from Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. So all of these girls who, I think when they portrayed just real, funny, brave women on screen. So those ones. Aditi from Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. Just normal, fun chicks. Yeah, like that. Cool chicks. Yeah. Janelia from Jaane Tu Ya Jaane Na. Yeah, so just real girls who don't always get the guy at the start, but at the end, because of their true personality, everything works out.
My name is Sandeepan.
Hello.
I represent the South Indian Bank. It was a pleasure listening to Ananya.
Thank you.
Between OTT and celluloid, which one do you think is the next big thing in the Indian media?
I don't know. I think both have their own pros. Honestly, like things are doing well on both things right now. It's a great time to be an actor, a director, a writer, just to be a part of the industry because there's so much work for everyone. So for me, I'm doing a show called Me Bay, which is coming on Amazon, and my films are also coming on OTT as well. But like for an actor and for me, someone who's grown up wanting to see themselves on the silver screen, then nothing compares to watching a film in the theater. So I think both of them, nothing is going to ever replace cinema for sure. But I think the way OTT is exposing Indian talent to the whole world, that's really a great thing. Yes.
I'm from Menso Group.
Hello.
Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Ooh, good. Hopefully still acting, married with 3 children, happy, living on a farm somewhere. My mom's like, what? Yeah, just like happy with the family, with my belly filled with food and living in a farm somewhere away from the world. Yes. And acting. I said acting first, Mom. And farm, both.
Sip.
That was
Thank you
fun.
so much.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
You were so much fun.
We'll find out in tomorrow's headlines if I did well or no.